What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about half guard control from the top in MMA, and specifically we're going to be talking about Dricus Du Plessis, the UFC middleweight champ, who's taking on Khamzat Chimaev in about a week or so. Both of these fighters actually have good control from the half guard, and I may be dropping a Khamzat video later. Stay tuned for that one. Be sure to subscribe or like this video to see when more of my videos like that pop up. But getting into the video, so Dricus loves this half guard, right? And you hear DC, Daniel Cormier talk about it all the time, that this is the best control for MMA because you have a leg trapped and you can control if they're on the ground or not, rather than if you're inside control, their legs are free and it allows for more movement, right? Regardless of my control. However, from this half guard, there's a couple of things that he's looking for, right? So if we turn to the side here, I have this leg pinned and Dricus goes a bit further, right? So he's either looking to keep this foot off of the ground by levering this bottom leg here. As you can see, I have it pinned, I have the foot off the ground, or he's trying to pin it to the ground in order to keep them on their side. Now, both of these will actually help keep them on their side, but it could give different feelings to this person on the bottom, and depending on what you're going for, you might look for one or the other. However, the whole concept behind his half guard is that if they're on their side, he's going for a submission or a pass, and if they're on their back, he's looking to strike. Okay, so he's here in this half guard, and first he'll open up with strikes, looking for them to move, probably get to their side and dig an underhook. And honestly, he's baiting this, right? Because if they dig an underhook, he's already lifting their foot and their bottom leg while digging a whizzer and sprawling out, right? So he has his foot trapped, and even if they were to try and dig that underhook and try and take the back, go ahead, their foot off the ground keeps them controlled here. He can actually look for this standing handcuff or wrist rides from here, or he can go and shove their head down and look to go for his darce, right? So that's one way he's countering the underhook, right? So he's here, he uses his strikes to bait that underhook, he whizzers, and he can either sprawl out and look to pin and clear the leg, probably going to mount or side control, or he looks for strikes, they underhook, and he's gonna keep this foot up, shove the head in as he digs that darce grip deeper, lock his hands, and fall to the side for the finish. Now, a secondary attack is a lot of times as they're digging this underhook, right? He uses the strikes, they're digging this underhook. He'll really let them feel like they're gonna get this by not pressuring into him, right? So he stays here and he'll actually go over the head, and they feel like they can move here. So they try and get to the top and sweep me over. But because their foot is off the ground, they can't physically do it. So he takes this guillotine grip, and oftentimes this allows him to drive the knee to the far hip, mount, and he has a nasty mounted guillotine or arm out guillotine from top half guard. I'm talking about, like, he has probably like 5 or 6 finishes just from using that mounted guillotine, or just from using that guillotine from top half guard. So again, what that is I'm using strikes, it goes for this, and I create that separation between his head and his shoulder, as well as the separation between his foot and the ground. As I go for the guillotine, him thinking he still can get on top, he's gonna go for it. I lift up his leg and I can mount him over. Now, you can go, again, like I said, he's either going for the chokes or the pass while they're on their side, or he's looking for the strikes when they're on their back. So another thing he does is he's here, and say they look for this, right? They look for the underhook, right? As he's going for the darce, most people are gonna try and defend this. The way you defend it, they get their back to the ground, and that's where he could pin this leg, come back to posture up, and look to land his strikes, or even land his elbows from here. Again, he could use this pin to come over and to pass. You can even just try and flatten him out from here and pass, or you can use it to pass the other way. But most of the time, honestly, he'll just stay with this shin pin and he'll keep striking until they again try and look for an underhook to where he could go for his darce or if they defend it by putting their back to the mat, he could strike them again, man. If you go and look at the Robert Whittaker fight, he does this one to a T. He also does this one in the Darren Till fight. Those are a couple fights you can see. And if you want to see a couple of fights where he finishes that guillotine, there's a lot actually before the UFC where he's finishing that guillotine. But yeah, that's kind of the system that Dricus uses in order to control that half guard. Again, you're either pinning that bottom leg to the ground, forcing them to stay on their side for that Darce or pass entry, or you're lifting it up, making them think that they could get on top of you, and then looking to go to that mount or the Darce entry. If you don't have a submission, don't worry about it. They're defending the submission because they're flat on their back, and because they're flat on their back, you can just posture up and use strikes. So go ahead and study that, man, because Dricus is, I don't want to say he's doing anything new, but he's doing something that's foundationally solid for grappling for MMA. So as you can tell, we're a big proponent of realistic grappling in MMA on this channel. So I think that's a good one to go ahead and check out. But guys, with that being said, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and a comment down below. And let me know what techniques or breakdowns you'd like to see next. But with that being said, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.